here's what fascinates me about that. In this city, if I pulled 20 Blue Jays fans in here into this room right now,
Mhm.
I would be willing to bet 11 of them would be in favor of quote unquote tearing it down. Tearing it
Yep.
down and doing what Houston did and getting all his draft picks and signing all his young guys and building from within and yada yada, et cetera, et cetera. And I mean, I agree with what you're saying. You got a third of Major League Baseball that's essentially waving the white flag before the start of the regular season or before the start of spring training, or at least has admitted it's going to take a miracle for them to contend. But how did fans? Whatever happened to fans wanting to win now? It seems now as if there's a particularly large subset of fans in a lot of markets that go, okay, yeah, we'll buy the rebuild, we'll buy the 3-year plan.
It's very interesting because I think I'm not going to say they got sold a bill of goods, but they definitely bought into this prevailing narrative. And there are a couple of narratives that are interesting. One of them, an official pointed out to me, Brian Cashman suddenly is being hailed as this great GM. Why is Brian Cashman suddenly being hailed as a great GM? Because he doesn't spend money? Like that is the – I mean, seriously, is that the key to being a good general manager or being recognized as a good general manager in 2018, that you don't spend money? And that's where, I think that's where the union has lost something, because it's almost like to be a genius, you need to be cheap. To be a genius, you need to have rebuilt from within, and you need to blow things up. And the acceptance of fans with their team just being a mess for multiple years. Like, the thing to me is it doesn't have to work that way. It doesn't have to. That's an easy way to do it. That is a proven way to do it. But to tear it all the way down, rebuild, is not the only way to rebuild. And, I credit general managers, frankly, who try to retool instead of rebuild, because, what rebuilding is it's a guarantee that you're going to have a job for about half a decade because you've convinced ownership that, hey, we're going to be bad, but it's not going to be my fault.
Mm-hmm.
And the risk inherent in it, you have all these teams trying to do it now, Jeff. There are going to be some teams that fail. I think the worst thing that happened to baseball was Houston and the Cubs being as successful as they are, because that makes it look like everyone can do it when they unequivocally cannot.